The Random Jottings of Donald J. in Nelson in Pendle, Lancashire. Bethesda Street in Burnley was once a quiet and unassuming corner of town, with its rows of small shops and stores. But there was one shop along the street that was always a little different from the rest. It was an electrical store, and it had been around for decades. There was something strange about the place, though. Something that made people uneasy. The shop was said to have been built on the site of an old graveyard, where some bodies were left behind when the cemetery was moved. And it seemed that those restless spirits were not content to rest in peace. They were said to be responsible for the strange and eerie occurrences that took place in the store. The shop's owner, Mr. Jenkins, had always been a superstitious man. He didn't like to talk about the rumors surrounding his shop, but he couldn't deny that there was something strange going on. He had seen doors opening and closing by themselves, heard strange noises in the middle of the night, and had even witnessed light bulbs exploding without any apparent reason. One day, as Mr. Jenkins was unpacking a new shipment of light bulbs, he heard a strange noise coming from the storeroom. It sounded like something was shuffling around, knocking things over. Mr. Jenkins cautiously made his way to the storeroom and found that all the light bulbs in the shipment had been smashed, as if they had been thrown against the wall. Mr. Jenkins was terrified. He knew that something was not right in his shop, and he couldn't explain it. He tried to ignore it, but the occurrences continued. Customers would come in and complain about strange smells and cold drafts. They would leave quickly, not wanting to stay in the eerie atmosphere of the store. It wasn't long before Mr. Jenkins was forced to close the shop. He couldn't keep up with their strange and unexplainable happenings that seemed to be increasing in frequency. The shop stood empty for years, until one day it was purchased by a new owner. The new owner was determined to make a go of the shop, and he didn't believe in ghosts or spirits. He set about renovating the place, ripping out the old fixtures and fittings, and replacing them with modern equipment. But as soon as the new light bulbs were installed, they started to explode one by one. The new owner soon realized that he had inherited more than just a building. He had inherited a haunting. The shop remained empty and abandoned for many years, until it was finally torn down to make way for new development. But some say that the restless spirits of the old graveyard still linger on, haunting the site where the shop once stood. And on quiet nights, you can still hear the sound of smashed light bulbs echoing through the empty streets. By Donald J.